Everybody like a flower?
Thanks,
Yeah, so wait till
Of course, I'm trying to decide whether it's better to be a minute or better to be a more.
What is happening here?
He's very clever.
What is happening?
loyalty is important.
There'll be something in there.
Don't break a leg or a hip. We're still going to go bowling. Money's down. Oh, no, I'm just... Sometimes I like to do that.
You can talk.
Oh, video! No, we don't want video. I thought in my rap, you're going to hear confession pretty soon. Hey, John. Are you doing video still or picture? No video. We want picture. This is video, though. We don't want video.
Other way.
Is that your phone?
I can do what I want.
Wow, she's like a play director. Focus! I asked my wife, I said, she goes, oh, yeah, if I can get back up again.
And I thought that was hard, and then I got to your Leadership Matters class. I just want to say that you've put up with a lot, and especially because I didn't know how to do endnotes, or I didn't know how to format the paper correctly, because you're very specific about what you want. But there's a reason every single one of your students loves you, and it's because that you're an amazing teacher, and you yell at everyone, and you make them yeah. You always yell at everyone, and you wear funny ties, and you show funny cartoons for the most part.
Wow. Roasting. Keep going.
I planned my entire fall semester next year around your classes, and you weren't there. You're leaving us. So I just want to say that thank you for the one class I had with you that actually counted as a 3-credit semester course. You're an amazing teacher, and on behalf of Leadership Matters, we all really love you and hope you are really happy in your new position, but we know that you were your favorite class and your favorite students. So that's what I have to say.
Can I give one clarification? One clarification. My kids call it yelling too. I call it motivational speaking.
All right, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. I thought it wouldn't be appropriate unless I was yelling this loud because it is Dr. Raymond we're talking about. Only kidding. I'll use my inside voice.
That's yelling to the Air Force, you know, so...
Oh, no. It's motivational speaking.
Violent volume.
So, Dr. Raymond, I, like many people in the sophomore class here at Benedictine, have come to really appreciate you, especially those among us who are political science majors. People like Liz, Wyatt, who's not here, and the other fellers like Joe and Miguel. I know that we all really enjoy your classes. We really enjoy the straightforward delivery of your classes, the content, everything about them. But what we really love about you, sir, is your competitive nature. And that extends to everything. Not just in the classroom is Dr. Raymond competitive, but those of you who have been to his house and have challenged him to games like ping pong or cornhole, you are all too familiar with Dr. Raymond loving a good competition. And even if he loses, he'll still challenge you again, which is most of the time. against certain people. But what really stands out in Dr. Raymond's competitive nature is when it comes to flicker ball. As many of you know, because a lot of you don't know how to play flicker ball, he loves flicker ball and he revels in the rules. And for those of you who do know, Dr. Raymond does love him a good set of rules, and he loves to be the master in them, which is important, right? That is an important thing to say. I think I can get a general head nod from the room that rules are important, right? And that's why we love Dr. Raymond. He's clear with what he wants, he's clear with his expectations, and usually that's because he genuinely cares about each one of his students.
I still love the Air Force.
I'm more worried about the Navy, sir. That being said, I would like to say that Dr. Raymond is a hilarious teacher, except for his cartoons.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, the bluff of our presentation.
It takes 2 juniors?
We're both your favorites.
Well, I don't know.
But we can always come in a package deal. But the thing that we'd like to say, the bluff of this, is that you got the 3 main points. The first is that you're friendly. You go out of your way to get to know students, both inside the classroom and outside of the classroom.
Second, we really appreciate the fact that you come out and you bring us into your home and you really get to know us personally, and that we have personal sides of our lives with you, that we really are able to be a friend of yours in the classroom and outside of the classroom.
The third point is you make us learn. You make us learn in a classroom when it comes to our papers. You push us and challenge us. You give us these extra looks and time where we can perfect our papers. You don't want just something that's well done. You want something that's perfectly done. And so you challenge us to the best version of ourselves. And that's also maybe on the flicker ball field or even racquetball as well. You always push us as much as you possibly can. And we know that we always have a mentor and a friend in you, and that's something that we're ever grateful for.
Yeah. And we'll still be there on Thursday, every Thursday.
We'll try to get more people.
We're going to close the doors so the riffraff can't come in.
Maslenka, get a little closer. A little closer, that's good.
Alright, so my name is Rita Maslenka. I have had the honor of being a student of Dr. Raymond for the past 4 years. I'm only speaking on behalf because I've had the honor of being his student for the past 4 years. But I couldn't be more happy and more blessed and lucky to have had the opportunity. I only wish that the freshmen had you all 4 years, but on my selfish behalf, I couldn't have been more grateful. Dr. Raymond has been a mentor, somebody that always will see your potential. I never had a professor care as much about my success and education as he does, but he'll challenge you and push you to the best that you can be. And I remember one of the first times I had an encounter with Dr. Raymond. I was in his office, and it was freshman year, and I was taking Leadership Matters, and he handed me this blue and yellow heinous pen and said, "Here, press the top." And I was singing the U of M fight song, the Michigan fight song. Well, I'm a state fan, not, so go green, go white, but until I die. But anyway, I'd just like to say, we all care so much about Dr. Raymond, and I think it's not enough to say that his impact has been felt through my course here at Benedictine, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being a mentor, someone that believes in you, someone that wants to see you succeed. I played softball at Benedictine, and Dr. Raymond was always my biggest fan, and my family's far away from home, and he made this place feel like home. And I think switching from nursing to a social science, it is a type of science, it's just a relational. And so Dr. Raymond, he teaches that, this is a community. This is why it's important. This is why we all belong at Benedictine College, and he makes that felt. So just like to say thank you.
And then look at Dr. Wolf. 1, 2, 3.
Beat Navy!
Wow.
Yes.
So I'd like to talk to all of you incoming history majors, now the Bill speaking.
A few more tickets.
You know what? Mike Jessup, who was on my team, he kicked me. And he kicked me, and he's like, "Oh, no big deal." The next day, I'm like, "Holy crap! I got a gash."
So not as bad as me.
Right foot up in the air.
The right foot's up in the air.
Man, you got her foot?
You got her foot.
You got her foot or no?
Faces up.
I don't want to lose either. I'm pretty competitive. I don't like losing either.
Everybody looking forward?
Thank you. Appreciate having you in class.
You're going to graduate across the stage with us, but on to
I'll be at graduation. Restaurant tradition. So that's good. Thank you for coming.
Do you want me to get you?
I told Bill, when I learned that he was going to be leaving, that I've been working for 50 years now, since 1969. And in all the years and all the places I've worked, the 3 careers I've had, he is far and away the best colleague I've ever had. And there is no question that my performance as a professor has improved because he's been there with his energy and his example, and I feel very good about that. History at Benedictine College is written every day, not once every 50 years. And there will be in the record of Benedictine College history 3 eras. The era before Bill Raymond was here, the era when Bill Raymond was here, and the era after Bill Raymond was here. And years from now, when you get to a reunion, somebody will say, "When did you go to BC?" I was there during the Raymond era. We have a little present for you. Who's got the journal here?
Oh, they're still writing.
Is it a reflection journal? This is, of course.
3 times in one day.
It's got to be a journal. And over the last couple of weeks, students have been writing in the journal, and I know that you will be moved by what you read, just as we've been moved by you. It's your turn. It's your party.
I'll use my inside voice first. Yeah. First of all, I'd like to thank all of you for being here and honoring me with your presence. Second of all, I'd like to thank John Sedek. I couldn't have asked for not only for hosting this and putting this on, but for being the best boss, colleague, friend, bowling nemesis that, there is the Robert Putnam bowling trophy that's temporarily in his office. But when a guy bowls 8 strikes in a game, you just have to bow and, admit that, he kicked your butt that day. So thank you, John, for everything. I didn't want to forget anything, so what I did is I pulled out a couple of notes, that I wanted to talk about. And no, this is going to be my shortest speech ever, so don't worry.
Oh, no.
Oh, the other thing, I got in trouble. Dr. Sedek talks to my leadership classes every semester. And when I introduce him, I always say, he's like Dear Abby. He doesn't look like Dear Abby. He's old enough to be Dear Abby, right? But if you ever need good advice, go see, and he'll give you advice about anything. You want to make jambalaya? He's got the best recipe. You want to know something about raising a puppy? But for those of you who are not political science or haven't taken any of Dr. Sedek's classes, all of which I would recommend, he has great advice about everything. And he doesn't charge you. And you don't have to waste a stamp or emailing Dear Abby. You have Dear Dr. Sedek. So again, thank you for all the great advice. Most of you, who's been to my house or our house for dinner and a movie, raise your hand. Okay, most of you have. Now I know we don't have much on the wall, so you might have missed this, but we have a plaque that says, having a place to go is a home, having people to share it with is a family, having both is a blessing. And I've been blessed. Mary Ellen, you know, she's put up with me coming up on 36 years, right? God has blessed us with 3 great kids, Katie, Kelly, and Billy. Most of you have either met my only grandson, Rowan, or seen him, you know, and, you know, when he shows you up in the classroom, that is sort of embarrassing, you know. But, you know, most of you either have heard about them, or if you've met them, or when we drag them to Mass, or to sporting events during the holidays and everything else. But I've been blessed, you know, by my own family. And then for 30 plus years, 34 to be exact, I had my Army family. Serving this great country, defending the freedoms that we believe in, and as a West Point cadet and as an Army officer for 34 years serving our nation. And then in 2013, when I retired from the Army, I joined the Benedictine family. And everybody in this room is part of that family, part of that community, and I love each of you dearly. Some of you write papers better than others, but you know, regardless of that, Pete, I must say today, Pete, you get like, if this was kindergarten, you'd have like 6 gold stars.
I had to participate on the last day. I had to.
Right, you had to. Right. It was good. Or maybe you just want me to remember you. You know, it's like, God, that Pete kid was amazing in class, and I just forget the other 41 lessons. But that's okay, right? But I've been blessed by my own family. I've been blessed by my Army family, and I've been blessed by my Benedictine family. And although, I mean, it was a hard decision, it was a sad decision, returning to my Army family. But in the military, we don't say goodbye. We just say see you later. So I'll have a 5-minute commute instead of a 35-minute commute, teaching graduate level. But I'm returning to my first love, the Army, now as a civilian. But that said, I'm only 30 minutes away. I guarantee I will be the loudest Raven fan, whether it's at basketball, lacrosse, volleyball. We don't have a weak right fielder anymore, so I don't have to be out there trying to motivate the right fielder. You know, Rita, what position did you play? No, never mind.
Dandelions.
You know, even today, I mean, I'm walking out of Farrell, and I noticed the funny gray-colored lacrosse hoodie. And I said, hey, are you on the lacrosse team? And he turns around and he looks at me, and I've never seen him before. And I said, who are you? And he goes, Peter. And I said, oh, you're number 30. And he says, how do you know that? And I said, I think you heard me at the game on Saturday. You know, congrats on the championship. So I even know you, even if you don't know me.
It's not creepy.
That said, I will be the loudest fan at all your events. You will still see me. Know your worlds. You can still come down for the education and the free food. No extra credit now, sorry. And for those of you who had Leadership Matters, you know, to be an effective public speaker, you got to do the 4 B's, right? You got to be seen. Here I am, right? You got to be brilliant. You all can grade me or, you know, give me a critique or an AAR afterwards about how brilliant I was.
B-minus.
You got to be brief. This is actually the shortest speech that I've ever given, right? And then be gone. But I'm not going away. I'll just say see you later till our paths cross again. Good luck on finals. God bless. Thank you for being here. And I love each and every one of you dearly.
Can we have another party at your house?
Say again?
Only if you make the dip again.
I'll make artichoke dips.
Would you help her plate those out?
Busy for the next couple of weeks.